All right, I appreciate everybody for coming on in here. Like, my name is Aquarian Soul. You are here checking out Food for Your Soul with Aquarian Soul. This is the only show here on Tag that focuses on exploring nostalgia through conversations about comfort food. Like, it's definitely a blessing and a pleasure to have each and every single one of you guys here. We have some very interesting guests, some of my favorite people that are going to be with us to have this conversation here today. We got Yemoja on the rise. Like it's gonna be that's gonna be a very interesting conversation. Like I promise you it is. And we got top badge CEO of the Honor Family Vibes. We definitely can't wait to have that conversation with the king. We had Ivoire last week, like so it's definitely gonna be interesting to have the other half of the Batman and Robin duo that we have out here. Our Batman and Superman, because they both kings, not necessarily sidekicks, you know what I'm saying? Like if you check my name right there, you'll see that green and yellow shield. Like that means I am a member of the Scouts, big Scout family on deck. Like, and understand that we got a lot of content going on out here. Like we literally are all over the tagged app, and it is crazy out here. It is literally madness and crazy just how much content we got. Again, you know where you are right now? This is Food for Your Soul with Aquarian Soul. This is the only show on tag that focuses on exploring nostalgia through conversations about comfort food. We about to jump into this conversation a little bit and bring up our first guest, Yemoja. Welcome, Yemoja. Like, how are you doing? Tell us
I
about
am
yourself.
wonderful.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Welcome to my show. I'm so glad to have you. It's been a while. You've been letting me know you wanted to be here, so here we go. We are here.
I have.
We're here. You
I
know
have.
what
Yes,
I'm
I have.
saying? Like, so go ahead and tell the people a little about yourself.
Yes, I am Yemoja on the rise. As AQ already said, please join me every single Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get some rejuvenation for your soul. Other than that, I'm in the streets. I'm on these shows, more and more shows, which I am loving. And please check me out on Tuesday at Tipsy Talk Tuesdays with Dom. So it's actually going to be me, Rain, and Naj on there. So y'all come through with your wine, your shots, whatever. We're going to have some interesting conversation.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
me.
That's gonna be dangerous with that wine. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
don't be
we have to
drinking
get
too much of
so
that
bad.
wine
I
now.
don't
Like, you see, we're talking about comfort. She gonna get real comfortable over there, real comfortable.
know.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this started a little bit. Like, just jump into this conversation a little bit. So, tell me, what does comfort mean to you? Start off.
Yeah, comfort to me is being at peace. It means checking out of reality for a few minutes, just not having those adulting responsibilities, just being namaste, usa, being at peace. So that is what comfort means to me.
So I guess you would say, is more of a state of mind, a state of being. That's correct.
Most
Okay.
definitely. Yeah. Peaceful energy.
Love that. So with that being said, so what would be a comfort food for you that would put you in that place and remind you of something that is already past?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked me that. My comfort food is my dad's red rice.
Red rice. Hold on now.
Uh,
How we getting this rice? So tell us a little bit more about this, please.
yeah, and it's amazing because my dad is not well now, so he does not cook as much anymore. But my uncle makes the red rice as well. But my dad's red rice, I before I get into how it's made or whatever like that, you're asking about comfort. And when I think about my dad's red rice, I just remember sitting there watching him make it, and I would get so excited because we're about to eat this, and my mouth would be watering for it. But it was also quality time that I got to spend with my dad. So the red rice, I had to call my dad and ask him because I couldn't remember how it was made, but it is, and I actually wrote it down because I knew you were going to ask me.
Okay.
So it's you could do smoked sausage, you can do hot smoked sausage, or regular smoked sausage. So you
Okay.
fry that up, large can of tomatoes, third cup of ketchup, 2 cups of water, and you add the rice. And you basically just mix it all in together.
Does it
And
matter
that,
what kind of rice we're using here?
so my parents, I grew up on Uncle Ben's. So
All right.
I'm saying Uncle Ben's because that's what I grew up on, and you can never fail with them. So that's the rice, white Uncle Ben's rice. And it was just to perfection. You just saw that little redness in there, and you had that smoked sausage. Ooh.
Interesting, interesting. So, what is it? What does it taste like? Is there anything out there that you would say that it like? Let's say like we have red beans and rice, jambalaya, different stuff like that. Like anything that you've had that tastes like that.
I would have. I guess the closest would be a jambalaya. I guess the closest would be a jambalaya. Yeah, but it's still not. I really believe that my dad made this up.
Said he just made it up.
I really think. I'll be honest with you guys, because I wanted to do the red rice as my comfort food, but then I also remember my dad used to make this goulash, and that's what he called it, goulash. And it's amazing how my dad couldn't differentiate between the red rice when I talked to him on the phone a couple days ago and the goulash.
Interesting. So it's red rice goulash is what we're gonna call it,
And
right?
that's what we're gonna call it today, since I couldn't differentiate it. So I
Gotcha.
think jambalaya it has various ingredients in it, but since this is like a home thing and my dad was just throwing stuff together, no, that's not the thing. But it was bomb, but it was so good.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So let me ask you: do you have what is your most unique memory about the dish in itself? I understand that your father is the main one that makes it, like, but do you have any time that takes you back to? Oh, I remember when we did this. I remember when this happened when we was eating. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I'm trying to. Ooh, that's a very, very good question. I would say a unique, and this may not be unique to some, but we don't really sit around the table anymore, do we? We don't really sit around the table anymore a lot as a family. I think a lot of us now we're on the go. We have teenagers, we have our phones, we have our tablets. So I would say for me, Aquarian, it was having that dish in the bowl. I remember it in the bowl, and we would sit down and eat. We would he would scoop up mine. He would scoop up some for my mom. We would all be a family and eat. And we didn't have those distractions of technology. So it was just, I would say, that camaraderie, that fellowship.
I
Mhm.
love that. I love that. And so that means that when I do reach out to you to obtain this recipe for this possible little book we go put together, because some people told me I ain't getting nothing from them. Some people told me I'm on my own, like, so you ain't gonna leave me hanging, is you?
No, I'm not. That's the reason. One reason why I got the rest. And I'm actually gonna get. If you really are creating a book, I actually want to talk to my uncle and compare the two and see how he makes the red rice.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I understand your nostalgia from the past. Let me ask you about comfort now in your present day, your modern day. What is your modern day comfort food? Like something that creates new memories for you and new feelings of nostalgia currently.
Oh yes. My current comfort food is yak. Have y'all ever heard of yak?
You say yuck? Like yuck?
Yak. Some people spell it Y-O-K. Some people spell it Y-O-C-K. So I have a little if you have a minute, I can tell you how I found out about yak.
Oh, okay. Look, we want because I've never heard of this. I'm
Yes,
looking it up.
yes, but I got to give you the prequel, the backstory about it. It's not yuck, it's yak. So my husband at the time is from a small town in North Carolina, okay, called Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And one day he took me to this small place, and he's like, Tata, really? And he was like, let's go get. He's like, I'm gonna go to this place called Coleman's. We're gonna get some yak. I said, some what? I said, some who? Aquarium. When I tasted that, I said, where have you been all of my life? Oh
Really?
my God. So there are these things called yak noodles, believe it or not. They are very thick noodles. They are like linguine noodles.
This really like kind of like that? Okay, kind of like ramen looks like.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Every
All right, because I,
time
I
I
want us
say
all, I
yak,
want us all to be on the same page because I was confused. Okay, this right, right?
yes, but that is, how can I say it? That's for pictures. Let me tell you something. When you go to the corner store and you get it, it's in a container and everything all mixed together. Everything, ooh, it's in bomb, child. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, I'm
so
having
what brings you comfort about this?
it's just the taste. It's just the as soon as it hits your mouth, it just has that savory. tangy. You could taste the ketchup mixed with the soy sauce, mixed with the chicken and the egg, and sometimes you could put the onion. It's just a oh,
Okay.
it's
I
this
love the
bomb.
way that you give these
I'm
descriptions
sorry.
of
I'm
things.
sorry,
Like,
honey. I'm just having a moment because
no, that gives me a minute to make sure that I let you guys know to welcome once again to Food for Your Soul with Aquarian Soul. This is the only show here on Tag that focuses on exploring nostalgia through conversations about comfort food. Right now, we're talking about yuck. No, not yuck, even though it's kind of sound, it's yuck. You know what I'm saying? Is what we're talking about right now with Yemoja. Like, so okay, one more last quick question about the yuck, and then we'll get you down and we'll get vibes up for a bit. This yuck, right? Like, so you say that it brings you comfort. It's something that your ex-husband introduced you to, and you felt like that you had been missing in your whole life when you got a chance to try it. Do you have any unique sort of experiences in relation to that? Like maybe you thought you had found some yuck close to you and it really wasn't what it was supposed to be, or maybe like it reminds you of some good moment.
so so I would say his aunt, she prides herself in cooking yak. The whole family, when they hear about it, they're like, oh my God, she's cooking it. She's cooking the yak. But it ain't quite the same. Oh Lord, I hate to say it. It just don't have it just oh, it just didn't have that bite, because Coleman's has closed down. And so when the kids came home the other week, they brought this big pan of yak, but it was from a different restaurant in Elizabeth City. Okay. When I tell you we all tasted, we were like, oh, we finally got it back. I didn't get that with his aunt. I didn't get that.
It was
I know that
crazy.
sounds horrible, doesn't it? That I need.
It's like, hey, it's you just be. I mean, they not here, so they can't hear none of
Oh
this,
yeah, you
right?
about right. Yeah, you about.
Right. We ain't gonna tell nobody, but she said that I think Tata said it best. Her yuck was yuck. Ooh, Empress.
Well, yuck, but it just didn't give that.
Oh my. So have you ever made it yourself? Goodness.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. I don't know, AQ. If I can make that myself now, seems like the homemade ones aren't the same as when you go to the country store, country restaurant and get it.
I hear you. I hear
That
you.
nigga
Okay.
made me a little trippy trip, I think. Anyway, yeah, maybe in the car.
I
But anyway,
definitely appreciate you for sharing your mojo. Make sure you don't go too far because we'll go ahead and box you down right now. Like we'll bring you back up later for a more in-depth conversation. Welcome again to Food for Your Soul for Aquarian Soul, the only show here on Tag that focuses on exploring nostalgia through conversations about comfort food. Like we just had Yemoja. She had that conversation about that red rice, something that seems a little bit like jambalaya. You know what I'm saying? For her past nostalgia and her current nostalgia, it's some yuck. No, no, not yuck. I said it too. Not yuck. 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 Or how we struggling here together, y'all. We struggling here together, y'all. We working on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what it is. So make sure. Let's see. Make sure our other guests has the box requested. Yes, we'll come to you just here in a moment, King. Like, but overall, like, I mean, Yemoja brought some really good home recipes for us today. Like, and I'm excited about that because finally somebody's gonna give me their recipe. Y'all have been treating me so badly around here. Everybody got secret recipes and I can't get none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like all I need is the plate, not the yacht though. I ain't gonna hold you. I think honestly we can go ahead and we can bypass that and we can work on that. Some of us will try it. We don't give recipes over here as wild. Like you know what I'm saying. All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna deal with y'all right now. Like you know what I'm saying, like let's go ahead and get more into this conversation because it's about to turn up. Y'all wilding right now over this yacht. Yes, yacht got y'all crazy. Aw, look at that. Here we go. Let's bring up
Yeah, I'm
vibe.
just
Like, yes,
yuck.
let's go. Like,
I'm
this has
just
been ordained.
I'm just wondering if yuck is it yuck? Is it I mean, is it
All right.
disgusting?
Here,
Does it taste
no,
good? No, no, I think
here,
you're missing what I'm saying. Is like, is it taste good though? If it's yuck,
I
is
don't
it
know.
yuck? It didn't mean.
I mean, take a look at what it looks like. So
Yo,
I'm nervous.
he said it's
I ain't gonna
bomb.
hold you. I need a lot of hot sauce on that. Like a lot of hot sauce on
Yeah, I would definitely saturate in hot sauce, brother. I most definitely would, man.
little pepper.
Big salute to gang. Appreciate your Korean soul, man. Always doing
And
big
tell us who you
things,
are.
man. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm here. I'm healthy. I'm feeling good, man. Thank you for everybody. I appreciate your big suit, everybody in the room.
No, absolutely. Go ahead, give us your introduction.
Yes,
Nah,
sir. As you may know, if you're not know, I'm Vibes. I'm a CEO of Honor Family. We over there doing major things. Got some things in the envelope. We're ready to unveil. Appreciate everybody. If you catch me on Mondays, always Lord Love and Order. One of the real popular shows right now. Hopefully be featured soon. Then Wednesday we have It's Okay to Be Human, 10 a.m. And then of course at nighttime we have a comedy stream you can all tap into. I'm gonna say it right here, I'm keep it respectful. Because this gonna be a feature too. So I want Aquarian Soul to be able to, what I'm saying, take this information right here and put it on YouTube, and go ahead and get this thing featured up. But then again, man, y'all make sure y'all just tap in with me anytime on my stream and anybody in my family as well. Always getting things and making it happen, man. Appreciate you for having me. I want to
hey, the
try some
pleasure
yuck
is
now.
mine.
I suddenly have a taste for yuck. I have a taste for yuck, but I don't know why.
Like I said, this conversation right here is definitely ordained. Like I'm saying, it's a scout's honor, so you already know what's gonna
Always,
happen. Yeah. So
always,
all right,
brother.
let's go ahead and jump into this a little bit. So all right, for you, King, like what does comfort mean to you?
Comfort me to me, I would say that the stage where I'm at right now, the age where I'm at right now, comfort to me is satiation. The word satiation means we eat to fulfill the benefits of what our body needs as far as minerals and things like that. But we always try to indulge in those things that really hit our soul, so when we eat. But you also have to be mindful of age. The age, it take a little while for us to get it off. So I try to dive in those foods that make me feel good, but also satiate me. But at the same time, you got to be mindful of how long it's gonna take to get those things off of
Nah, that's a
you.
fact.
For
But
real, man.
like I kind of cut back on like certain like pork and certain beef because like especially like processed kind of beef because it,
Yeah,
it takes a little while for that to
man.
fall off no matter how much you work out. Yeah.
For real, for real.
All right. So if we're thinking about so with that
Peace
being
love, y'all.
said, if we're thinking about something that satiates you, what would your past comfort food be? Something that takes you back to simpler or easier days, things that were more nostalgic for you.
Just keep it basic with it, man. I had to say fried chicken. First thing to come to my mind is always fried chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Number
The,
one.
the taste of fried chicken, how it tastes, the way and ain't everybody fried chicken ain't good. Let's get that straight now, Aquarian. So I'm from the
Please,
South. I
public
am from the
service
South,
announcement.
brother. For real, everything. Hey, sometimes you know how to add a little seasoning to the chicken. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South, so it's gotta be salty. It's gotta be not over salty, but it's gotta be that salty when it hits your tongue. You know what I'm saying? You can't really, I feel like Southern food is like that food you eat where you can't eat and drink at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hey, I hear you. I hear
you
you.
know. So when you eat Southern food, man, from the South of North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, to be exact, right down the street from Atlanta. But it's just when you eat that Southern food, man, it hits you different, man. It definitely satiates you, over satiates you, and it definitely will put you in a food coma
That's
after it's
interesting.
done, man.
It's funny that you say that. So like I think I was talking about this with Ivoire last week. Like red beans and rice as an
Yeah,
example, right? I'm from
yeah,
Ohio, so I'm from the Midwest. You feel
yeah.
me? Like our stuff is more like tomato based, so it's more like bright red when you get
Hmm.
it, right? Unless you get it
Yeah,
from certain places. When I went to New Orleans for the first time down in the South and I had red beans and rice, and it was dark red.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, first off, I was like, what is this? But when I had it, it was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah.
I realized I had never had red beans and rice until I went to the South.
Hmm.
Like, so
Hmm.
I hear you, like, because y'all are different
Yeah.
down there. Y'all are different.
Yeah, my grandmother. Just to add a little bit to that is that my grandmother. So my grandmother's from originally from Brooklyn. My dad born in Brooklyn, and
Okay.
so their whole entire family migrated to the South. Reason why they migrated to the South was in the deep South country, because the her parents owned a home in the country, so they all migrated there. My father and and his side of the family were all born and raised in a little small town called Baden, North Carolina, Albemarle, North Carolina. So that's true South. Like I'm talking about like old country homes, like with the screened in porch type situation.
Ooh, okay
So
then.
with that being said, man, my grandmother, you can still taste her food now. God rest her soul. She could throw down, bro. She can feed you from the grave, man. God rest her soul for real. She can feed you, but she's an amazing person, and it fed into her character and fed into her personality. So when you talk about food that hit your soul, man. It's just it hits you different when you eat it, because it was fed to you with love, you know what I'm saying, and character. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's a deep connection right there. Like it's definitely a beautiful
Yeah,
thing. Like
yeah.
so okay. So we're talking about fried chicken for you as far as nostalgia. Do you have any unique memories from your childhood or just any part of your childhood to your adolescence that
Hmm.
involve chicken or fried chicken or something that like every time you let's say you might start eating, you be like, man, I remember when such and such did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I remember this family gatherings. When we talk about fried chicken. Well, the reason why I say fried chicken because it was the common food that was fed at every single family event. Well, when I was younger, we used to have a lot of family events. I grew up with my cousins, my mother and her sister. We all grew up close. We all live in the same city, so it was pretty much all my cousins. We grew up together, and then so we would have these events, and I never forget we would have fried chicken, and then we have like how cousins get together, and we start getting each other in trouble. We start telling on each other, start
Oh
teasing
man.
each other, and yeah. So my cousins, we always used to do stuff. Something always used to get broken for some reason when I was around my cousins. Something always either the cabinet got broken, or so even to this day. I said one story was really quickly was when my little cousin, she broke the cabinet in the kitchen, and so every time we would see her, we would just say, it was a time we had food. We had a whole food spread. The whole family came over. My aunt was there. And then we would always tease her every time, saying, "You broke the cabinet every time." And they had this little song that we used to sing about her breaking the cabinet. You know what I'm saying? So even to this day, every time we talk to her, we like, "Yo, I remember when you broke that cabinet, though." Everybody just starts rolling laughing. So yeah, so it brings the nostalgia back to family orientation, family orientated meetings. We don't have that much today when it comes to family. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say that it's pocketed. Family situations are pocketed. Shout to the aliens. We just it's pockets full of family. That's what I think we do here. That's why just to bring that around, honor family, scouts honor. You know what I'm saying? That family orientation. We all search for that. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you go. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to kind of bring it in what we're talking about. But that
That's a
family
fact.
orientation, man. Food, food will bring about a lot of things about you, but definitely family orientated events or meetings and things like that. One that I definitely can remember, man. Not
Fact.
specifically one, just a lot of them. It's a lot of family orientated meetings.
Right. No, I
Yeah,
love that. I love that 'cause that's definitely a good.
yeah.
There's a lot of aspects. That's one of the questions I try to weave into these conversations that I have with
Hmm.
everybody since I've started is the idea of like what's missing from the family nowadays. Like comfort food is something that it's like people don't
Yeah,
really think about, too much, but everybody has one. Like even if you don't think
yeah,
too much about it, right?
yeah,
So
man.
let
Yeah.
me so let me ask you. So we understand the fried chicken. So, how about your current comfort food? Like, is there
Huh.
anything that's out there now, whether it be a snack, because it doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
something tangible in the sense of it like being like a dinner food. It could be a snack. It could be a
Um.
dessert. I think Sassy has some sort of corner store snack little cake that she that,
Yeah.
that was hers. I was like, oh goodness.
Yeah. It's a little bit of everything, but I now kind of turn towards. I mean, I live overseas, so my taste buds have changed some living in Saudi Arabia. I mean, you get the exposure of a lot of different cuisines, but namely like lamb chops is one of my things now. Like I go lamb chops all the time. I'm a real basic eater too, like so it's just a protein and a rice. It's always a protein and a rice. And then I eat my vegetables and my fruits separately. So I don't really have a particular food, but I had to say lamb chop is probably my go-to. Oh well, I tell you what, there's a food called, if you probably look it up, Google it, it's called it's on the tip of my tongue. But it's a certain dessert here. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll think about it in a second. But and then you can look Google it. The Arabic food in general has become my go-to food, my comfort food. And some of the desserts over here are really good. And actually desserts over here are real healthy, to be honest with you. But lamb chops overall has become when I get that in my brain, the name of the dessert, I'll let you run through Google and I'll let you
No, that's
see what I'm
fine.
talking about. Yeah,
Absolutely. So with lamb chops, like, is there a certain kind of way that you have to have it made, like that you
yeah,
found? Because I've heard horror stories of lamb
yeah.
chops.
Oh, you can make them
Heard
bad, bro.
beautiful like
Yeah, that could be terrible. One thing I do, especially when I make them at home, I usually make a honey mint sauce. I put a honey and mint and I mix it in together and put it in a bowl. So what I do is I sear it on both sides. I like it medium rare, so I sear it on both sides, and then I put season it how you want to. Then I'll just put a little bit honey glaze on it, honey mint glaze, and it turns out amazing. It doesn't taste as gamey when you do it that way, but I love it very good. Make sure if
So
you want to make
there's
lamb,
there's a
go
there's
ahead,
a
man.
I'm sorry, there's a movement taking place in my comment section about some red velvet pancakes apparently. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's yeah, yeah. I had to say that one. I had to say that one. They know me for my red velvet. I got. I forget
because
about
there's the
that. That
movement right now. They're going
that yeah,
crazy. Like
yeah, lambs. Yeah, I had to say, hey, that's a good call because I mean, yeah, it's one of those things I indulge in on a weekly basis. It started with pancakes with somebody comes to my stream all the time, and then I started going to have red velvet pancakes at this place. It's like IHOP. It's a place here called Hatchers.
okay.
I go there and there's a red velvet. If I can find a picture of it, I'll find it. I'll show it to you. But the red velvet, it comes with the sour cream. I'm sorry, cream cheese in the middle. You two stacks of pancakes, sour cream in the middle, and it has two scoops of ice cream on top. And then it has and it has a
Hold on.
red
Nah, we
red
on our way.
strawberry.
We about to take a collective flight to Saudi Arabia because they got us messed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good, man. It is good. But that's
That
yeah,
sounds good.
I ain't try to indulge in that once a week, man. I don't try to do too much on it. But man, I'm telling you, again, they got the strawberry syrup to go with it too. So it make it
So that's
it's
so that vibes is cheap food. I
man, it's good.
understood like
That's
that
my
was
cheat meal. That's the Friday. That's the Friday meal. Yeah.
let's go. Like, hey,
Yeah, man.
I'm checking for you on a Friday. Like, hold on, bro. Go ahead and go live with the pancakes,
For
bro. Go
real,
ahead and
got
go live with the pancakes.
and I usually stream that time too when I go over there. It's amazing, man. It's amazing, bro. I mean, y'all check out if y'all ever come to Saudi Arabia, come to a place called Hatchers. It's really good.
Now that sounds dope. That sounds dope. All
Yeah.
right, so once again, if you new here, if you just got here, welcome to Food for Your Soul with Aquarian Soul. This is the only show
Oh, here
here
you
on
go.
Tech focused on discovering nostalgia through conversations about comfort food. Like it's definitely a pleasure to see each and every single one of y'all. To my new people, welcome to the show. Hold on, let us go. Yeah, let me shut up so I can. Oh, that look like some demon food right there, and I'm with it.
It's good.
I'm with it. Shamala, shamala, we're at it. Like it's a scout's honor. It's gonna be a scout's honor to eat them pancakes. Understand
Yeah.
that, right?
It's
You
good,
understand?
man.
So real good. All right, so boom. With that said, like let's go ahead and get your emoji if you're on ready to come back
Yemoja.
up, and we'll get deeper into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We are growing here on the show, revamping here on the show a little bit. Like
Let's talk
Appreciate the love, y'all.
velvet pancakes. Yeah, mukbang and
Yeah,
vibe
it's
blast.
fun.
hey, it's the fact for me that there was a movement in the comment sections like no talk about this, and it was
Yeah.
just like yeah, it got real, it got real. That's how you know it's
leave it
serious.
to leave it to them to
All right.
remind you who you are, right? You're telling me
Everything
who I
else
am.
was
Okay.
like wah 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 wah.
Yeah, like we ain't care about that.
So let's get into it a little bit more because both of you have also mentioned this while we were having this conversation about the idea of comfort food and the importance of the family structure that's kind of missing, right?
Yeah.
Um, so when we talk about this, I kind of alluded to it earlier. Comfort food is something that everyone has one of, but they may not realize or look at it in that fashion, right? So what do you think is why do you think that is something that's being lost, that family structure, that coming together portion of things, like because each one of us grew up with it. A lot of
Hmm.
these new generations, they don't have that anymore. Like, what do you think is kind of taken away from that?
Ladies first. I always go ladies first.
Oh, I feel it's a couple things, Aquarian. I think it's the technology. We didn't have technology back then. We were
Hmm.
outside playing. We came inside. We didn't have those distractions. And I really feel that my parents, anyway, and I think Vibe's family as well, really put
Hmm.
that focus on family. Really coming together, and that is one time that you can really sit as a family and talk. Have
Hmm.
that fellowship, get things off your chest, really have that time. And number two, it's the time. I feel like we had time back then. I feel now we're in a microwave society. Everything is
Yeah.
just quick, quick, quick,
Yeah.
quick. Oh my God, you can't do this. So we're here, there, here, there. We don't
Hmm.
take time out anymore, to
Right.
really fellowship with one another. So that's my that's my 2 cents on it.
I can definitely agree
Yeah,
with each experience that you're making. Go ahead,
I
Vibes.
have to say I had to agree 100% what Yemoja said, and also in addition, I would say just the evolution of our mindsets have set in of where our interest, the interests of people back in the day were always basic, a basic foundational thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we would to go outside to be on punishment was treacherous to us. To be like hold us inside would be crazy.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's as we were literally like I remember quick story real quick was I used to have my friends come to the window and my thinking my mom wasn't smart, but like, yo, listen, I'm on punishment, but listen, if you go knock on the door and ask for me, she might then my mom would quickly correct that and she would yell, nah, you ain't coming outside, he ain't coming outside. He would just yell and everybody in the whole neighborhood would hear that and they would knock on the door no more. So I'll be, continue to be on punishment. But I just think the evolution of just, just the camaraderie of people wanted to be outside and wanted to touch grass and wanted to ground themselves and then that type of thing. That was paramount back in the day. But now it's like, all right, I mean, I can make money right here, live streaming. You know what I'm saying? So where I got to go outside for? And I sometimes we as live streamers we get caught too. I sometimes I'm being here and we streaming, sometimes we stream longer than we're supposed to, and we don't make it outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, I ain't go outside today. What's going on? But yeah, I think it's the evolution of mindset and what's important to us is it made us change directive. So now it's not so important for us to have camaraderie around the dinner table. You walk in most houses now, you don't even see a dinner table anymore. You know what I'm saying?
so
So when you start re-evolutionizing the way we think, if you don't see a dinner table, you're not gonna want to go eat with your family. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find different places in the area in the house to eat, and it won't be involving 4 or 5 different seats. And also, families have gotten smaller. It's a whole lot of things you can add to that.
Would be the fact that the idea of food and eating in general has changed as well. I think Yemi's mentioned earlier microwave society, right? So it's
Right,
like everybody wants to go and eat out. Like people
right.
don't really want to cook anymore, like or take that time to really cook anymore because it's just
Hmm.
so easy. It's way easier to get something that you probably really shouldn't have. Just pay a little bit of money and it'll come to your door. You ain't even got to go outside to get it no more.
Yeah,
So
man.
it's kind of like just food in general, like the idea of but everybody eats though. But it's just like it's
We
just
eat.
that we're losing the idea of cooking for themselves, like and just really
Yeah,
like joy of it. So comfort food and
definitely.
a lot of people is restaurant food. Like, McDonald's is their comfort food. And it's like. So okay, so we talked about like you guys' comfort foods and in particular each one of you, right? So let me ask you, is there anything in have you ever come across something that someone else has as a comfort food that you're like, oh no, please no, keep that away from me?
Go ahead.
oh goodness.
Go ahead, emotion.
I know. I'm
Are
really
you
thinking.
thinking? Oh, I can think. Well,
Well,
I
I
could think.
guess I do have. Go ahead, Vibes. Go ahead, Vibes, because you're about to say. Go ahead.
No, no, you going first. I'm just like I'm over here like, man, that's a good question. That's a
I
good
know,
question.
right? I'm actually gonna. No offense, but I'm actually gonna piggyback off of Vibes. I do not like lamb. Okay, I do
What?
not like lamb chop. I don't care how it's cooked.
Can we mute her, please?
It's going
You don't like
crazy.
But
lamb?
I
What's
have to
wrong?
say that when I was in the comments and he said lamb chops, I was like, no. Now I will say this: I do like the mint sauce or whatever it is. I
Yeah.
can eat that by itself, the little jelly thing. But I can. It's that it has like a gamey taste to me, and I can. It's like an acquired taste.
Hmm.
I cannot.
Try the mint sauce with it. You probably
I
think it'll be better.
did, and it's still. It just. I feel like
They
I
just need
was.
Vibes. They just
It's
need
like, do you
Vibes to
want
make
some
it. You need
lamb with
Vibes to
your
make it
mint
for you.
sauce?
Yeah. You need me to make it for you. You
Yeah,
probably change your mind.
But I do have to say one thing. I mean that was something, but the very first thing that came to my mind, my dad used to love liver. I think that is the most nasty.
Yeah.
Yes. Liver and I'm sorry, I'm on a little roll here. And then my dad loved sardines and grits. No,
Wait,
please
wait,
and
wait.
thank
Whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa.
No.
Back up now. Hold on. Salty and grits. That's a down south thing, man.
And my
You
dad
can't
is from
you
the South. No, no,
you,
no,
uh, you can't get away with that one. That's a good food. That's some good food right there. That's good eating right there. Don't
Oh
play with that
wow. Oh
one.
wow. It's got sardine and grits. I've
Yeah.
never heard of the combination before. I've never heard of that
Sardine,
combination.
you have the grits, and then my mama hands him the sardines, and he puts the sardines in there, and he mixes all up with the eggs. I guess that may be goulash too.
Well, first of all, for all you people in the comments talking about sardines and grits is nasty. What about salmon croquette and sardines is about the same thing. So if you like salmon croquette and grits,
Wait a
stop playing with exactly. I knew you're gonna say something.
Salmon
Sardines,
croquette is
salmon
not the
croquette.
same as salmon, sir. Hold
It's
on
the
now.
same, but it's
Whoa.
prepared the same. I guarantee you, if I make salmon croquette and I make sardines, I make a sardine croquette, it will taste exactly the same. If I prepare it for you, it will taste exactly the same. You add the bread in
Sides
there,
are
salt and
fire.
pepper in there with the eggs, you mash it up together, and you fry it on both sides. It's gonna taste exactly the same.
Call cap
Yes,
too,
not.
Susie. Hey, we call cap like, cause this
I'm serious.
all right.
I'm serious, bro. Try
You
it.
trying to
Try
do some Jedi
it.
magic on us or something? Like, I don't know. Like, we need proof.
Sardines.
Proof.
It's good. It's good, man. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and answer your question. I'm gonna go ahead and say that yuck. That's that question acquired. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Yeah, that one. I still haven't developed that has still haven't developed my mind as being a food of choice. I think that I will probably regurgitate that one because that doesn't sound very appeasing to my stomach.
Bob, you don't know good eating, honey. You don't know some good eating. That's what I'm saying. As my mama would say, get some good eating.
yo.
Shout out to my
Hey.
God, man. That's funny.
All right, so let me ask y'all. All right, so let's close out. Let's round about this nostalgia trip, right? So we understand what takes y'all to the past, what currently fulfills y'all, right? So let me ask y'all, what do y'all plan on leaving behind? Is there anything that you feel like right now would be something that would become a signature that you would be known for by your kids and future generations? Like,
Mm.
like this is grandpa, this is grandma's secret recipe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there anything in particular that maybe you worked on, something that you enjoy to cook, you think that you do very well that will be your legacy?
Great question. Go ahead. Go ahead, Yemoja.
Okay. I know we didn't talk about this, but my mom's rum cake, and I am sitting here trying to master her rum cake. That is something I want to leave to my kids.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yes.
there's actually rum in this cake? I just need to know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. There is rum. You could put nuts, pecans or whichever, a nice glaze. She just gets the glaze. So perfect.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. I would have to say, it's something I really don't eat all the time, but it's been passed down from generation to generation. And, my grandmother used to do it all the time. But pineapple upside down cake was probably one of our
Mhm.
signature family desserts that we used to make all the time. And it got to the point where I could eat it no more. It was just too sweet. So, but we still make it. We go to the family events. My mom's gonna make one, and it's gonna be there with pineapple upside down. It's a cake literally made upside down, and it's actually pretty tasty. It has pineapples on it, but it's really sweet. It has a brown sugar crust. It's pretty good. Now I probably wouldn't touch it. Way too sweet, but it's really good.
Okay. So, all right. So let's bring another portion of our conversation in a roundabout fashion and double back on that. So, how important do you both feel that it is for you to create that place of comfort, that placid of comfort within the next generation, and what sort of steps?
What? I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time?
So comfort, right, and passing on the idea of comfort and comfort food to the next generation, right? So, how important do you feel it is to pass that on to the next generation, firstly? And then, secondly, what do you feel that it is that you can do in order to assist in that process of making sure that it gets passed on?
Yes, I mean, I think it's super important. We all touched on it, right? We need to get back to those family traditions. I think all the dishes that we have spoke about ties back to one thing. It's family. Getting back to that camaraderie, getting back to that old school, and I'm kind of touching on your second point as well. Put the phones up. I'm guilty of this myself. I have a teenage daughter and I have a 6-year old. Let's put up the phones, let's put up the tablets, let's put up the PlayStations, whatever it is, and let's have dinner. And we're actually going to introduce some of the dishes that I grew up with. And let's bring all that back. Because at this time, I'll be honest with you, like I said, I'm guilty of it, and I'm sure I'm not the only parent. It's the act of Congress to get my daughter out of her room to come downstairs and eat. It's the act of Congress to get my son. He's saying 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Nah, I have to literally cut everything off and let's eat.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's my answer to those questions. I think that's so important.
Aquarian, I think it's foundation. I'm glad, man. Glad I had you reread it because I had a word that specifically hit my soul when you said it was security. I think
Mhm.
right now, living the world we live in today, a lot of the issues we have with family orientation is security. We don't feel safe anymore. We don't feel protected. And I think the essence of food, when you're talking about food and camaraderie and bringing people together, is it's a security measure. You know, it's a people feeling safe within a space, and I think that's what like soul food stemmed from that. It probably was not even the best quality food. It was the leftovers that was gave to us from our our I would say colonizer,
Right.
our slave masters, what you want to call it. But it stemmed from that, and I think that that transitions into today where we look at the fact that a lot of people don't feel safe and they're not protected. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look at me. I mean, I live across the country, across the globe. You know, but I still feel safe because I know I have some family members that keep my name safe. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's that's where it comes from. It stems from safety, man. You want some type of foundation. And I think that the ladies, when it comes to women, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this because it needs to be said. Men need to start. Real men need to start creating a safe space for women. You know what I'm saying? Like that is where if you really want to look at the foundation of everything, the reason why women are there. There is a women empowerment movement for a reason, because they're not feeling protected, not feeling safe.
Mhm.
So where is that? Where is that gone? Gentlemen like my man Aquarian Soul, you know what I'm saying? We hold wholesome values. And sometimes men like us, we get looked over. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole that could lead to a whole different subject. I don't want to, but the main focus here we talking about is safety and foundation, y'all. Men and women alike, we do things to keep each other safe and have a safe place for us to feel comfortable again. You know what I'm saying? When we remember, just to kind of bring a nostalgia of eating comfort food and sitting around with we all fall asleep together and take naps and then wake up and play games and things like this. But yeah, that's the answer to my question, brother.
And I thank you for sharing that. Definitely, I love that perspective. Like, if you
Mhm.
just joining us, you are super late. Oh my goodness, but you still here. That's all that matters, like, right? This has
Late like
been
me.
welcome. Make sure you welcome to Food for Your Soul with Aquarius Soul. This is the
Better
only show
late than
here on
never.
planet that focuses on exploring nostalgia through conversation about comfort food, like, right? And I definitely appreciate y'all for pulling up. So I just want to add a little piece to what I was just saying. I just want to throw another little part in there, right? When we
Hmm.
talk about safe places, right? Human beings should be safe.
Hmm.
So in 2024, moving forward, I want us to normalize the idea of a safe place for men and women, right? Like, not just for one
Yep.
side or the other. Like, we want to have a safe place for all parties involved, like, because we're all beautiful human beings. The human
Hmm.
race is what we need to
Right.
start focusing on as opposed to individuality. Like, that's another one of the things that took away the comfort of our
Hmm.
souls, like, right, like,
Hmm. Hmm.
I definitely appreciate you guys both joining me for this conversation. This has definitely been an amazing conversation. Like, of course, I
Oh,
knew it was going to be regardless either way it goes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
today we kind of talked about a few different things, like, right, we had
Hmm.
Yemoja over here talking about, this red rice and this y'all. Now again, y'all, like, don't get mad at me, not yuck. It sounded kind of yuck, but it's yuck. It's yuck. You get
Yuck.
what I mean? Like, you know
Yuck.
what I'm saying? Calm down now. We had bringing the fried chicken into the conversation.
You know
You
what I'm saying?
understand me? Like, he
Yeah.
brought the fried chicken all over. We like, can't get no homier than that.
For
We
real.
talked about the lamb chops. Hold on, y'all. This man was trying to avoid the red velvet pancakes. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, it was a movement in the comment section for the man to talk about these red velvet pancakes. Like,
Yeah.
he tried to dip and dodge. You
Hmm.
understand? Like, hey, it's
Hmm.
going crazy. So go ahead and give you everybody y'all outros. Let everybody know who you guys are once again.
Yes, this was wonderful. Yes, vibes. I have to say, fried chicken is a bomb, especially when it first comes off the grease. And when
Hmm.
you get those family gatherings, you got your blood pressure has to be 1 million over 2 million, and then you have to have
Definitely.
the Kool Aid that has your
Hmm.
your glucose up to about 300 million. But anyway, I digress.
True.
But
True.
this was wonderful. Aquarian, thank you so much. As always, I love this show. It's so different. It's so nice hearing about different recipes and different things that make people have that comfort, right?
Mhm.
Please catch me every Sunday at 12 noon, Rejuvenate with Yemoja. Otherwise, please catch me on shows such as this. I'm on Dom's show on Tuesday, Talk Tipsy Tuesdays. So please come and join me. And I don't care what nobody says, y'all will never ever forget what yak is. You will always know what yak is,
That's gonna be
regardless
stuck in my head.
if you don't want to try it or not. Okay. Many blessings.
It's gonna be stuck in my head for probably for a minute a week. Hey, I've already mentioned the show before. I don't want to mention it again, but I will say this on closing: expose yourself to different foods. One of my top favorite foods, real quick, is Ethiopian food. If you haven't tried it, try Ethiopian food. It's absolutely amazing. And I remember what I was going to tell you earlier. Aquarium was the two comfort desserts that I go to here in Saudi Arabia. It's called kanafa, and then we have another one called Ali. Ali, UMALI, and then kanafa spelled KUNAFA. That's two desserts definitely to try, and they probably do have them in the states because they have a lot of Arabic corners in the states. So make sure I try. Kanafa is KUNAFA. That's that's umali. Yes, umali is nice. It reminds you of a comfort food of like oatmeal. If you like oatmeal, if you like anything of you serve that with some ice cream. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Definitely.
Spell the other one
Yeah.
for me.
KUNAFA.
Let's take a look and
Kunafa.
see what we got here. Hey, that's what we got
Yeah.
Google for, y'all. We ain't got to think about it. Let's just go ahead and pull it up. Go ahead and pull it up.
Yeah,
What we
man.
got right here?
Kanafa, yeah, it's like a cheese. It's sweet. It has a cheese in the middle. That cheese right there is really good. But then you put like liquid sugar. They use a lot of liquid sugar over here. They put liquid sugar, which it tends to be a little bit healthier. And you spread over, and it's real buttery. So it's like a cheesy pancake. You know what I'm saying? Man,
Okay.
but it has a crispy crust on the outside. It's
Keep pulling
absolutely
these
amazing.
pancakes out, vibes. Like, oh, look,
Hey,
we
I
keep
like
pulling these
pancakes, man.
pancakes
I like
Let's
pancakes, man.
go.
But hey, man, congratulations on the show. Absolutely amazing. I liked it because it gave me something. It took my mind somewhere else, man. So I appreciate that, and it definitely taps to the soul. It's called food for the soul for a reason. Man, I
Yes, sir.
congratulate you. You deserve it. Everything you're doing is absolutely amazing, man. It's a scouts on as always. Y'all make sure I catch me in the stream anytime. I usually I'm cutting back a little because I actually work on a different schedule now, so I'll be only streaming one time a day, which would be my AM, which would be 9 a.m. to about 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. That's maybe my only time I'm gonna be streaming for a while because my work schedule just changed. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Shout out to my admin, Nikki 24/7 in the building. Shout out to my honor family. We appreciate you, and it's always a Scout's honor. We respect you, Aquarian. We appreciate you.
All right, so that was an amazing episode. Y'all saw it. We had Yemoja. We had vibes. Next week, we gonna have Coco Melon and Rain. Like, make sure that y'all tap in because that's gonna be an amazing conversation as well. Like, ooh, we on our way. We on our way to go get us some kafa. Did I say that right? Said it. Kunafa, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely a pleasure to have the two here. Like, it was an amazing show. Like, make sure that you guys keep fried chicken in your heart at all times. Like, we still trying to figure out what yak is. I'm failing. You failing. Your Moja ain't telling us. She said it's in a box somewhere mixed together, and I don't know what's going on. Like, if you would like to get on the show, please contact my admin, Susie B. Big Bag Harley. Like, oh, I got a 2.2. It ain't coming. Yeah, what's up, nothing? But this has been such an amazing show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate you all for coming through, for showing the love that y'all have shown. There we go. He said, hold on, let's go. Hey. And we got point two, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we eating all the food. We international out this mug. Like, I would love to have New Label at some point in time. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that out loud right there, Miss New Label. If you don't mind, you know what I'm saying, coming through at some point in time and sharing your cultural experiences. Like, yes, yes, yes. This show is going great. Like, I appreciate all y'all.